Welcome to the After Party Hangover. I am your host, Mangriafield, and this is a show that will be talking about some shows. But my guests, current two-time decent champion in APPW. He's a part of the Still Real pregame. He's 1/3 of the tripod. He hosts his own podcast. He is a very busy young man, counting down the years and days till his 21st birthday so we can have the most epic post-pay-per-view drunk podcast, the greatbrettzky99. How's it going?
I'm not just doing well. I'm doing fine as one can be.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Nice.
Got it yesterday, and there's all doing great, Mangry. I'm glad I could find some time to indulge you and do the tripod, even though as a two-time decent champion, I am pretty busy.
Well, don't forget, you also have a Thatch Can shirt as well, right?
I do.
Debuting
That one's still in
next
the
week.
plastic. Yeah, that's next week.
Also, on the Hangover today, he is also a part of the Still Real pregame. He has been here for multiple Hangover milestones, the roast, episode 50. He has beef with the current APPW YouTube champion, hashtag World Order member, Stixy Drip Drip, Jake's hashtag Nemesis, Stix motherfucking Adam. What's going on, my man?
Gentlemen, thank you for throwing out the stick signal and letting me be a part of this triumphant podcast.
How's your week been?
Phenomenal.
Hey, what
Yes,
shirt
sir.
are you sporting? We all got our funny shirts on. Oh shit.
That's probably
Sunday's early, baby.
That's probably the most comical shirt of all.
Oh.
Nah.
Oh,
This wasn't as cheap as that Cameron Grimes shirt.
Hey, the Eagles shirt wasn't on sale, Bretsky, and you're about to get double teamed by the Eagles over here, son.
Hey. I got the Thatcher one on the sale, not the Grimes one.
What, Toothless Wonder?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Well, little notes here, guys. This is episode 60 of the After Party Hangover. Let's go all the way back to a time when you could go out in public without covering half your face. After Party Hangover episode number 1 was August 10th, 2019. After Party Hangover episode 10, my first milestone, was October 13th, 2019. I had Zank Chris on for the first time. After Party Hangover episode 20 was December 20th, 2019 with Build Your Perfect Woman, GKeep01. Haven't heard from him since. Of course, everybody remembers After Party Hangover episode 30, March 7th, 2020, the roast of the Still Real After Party, where these two gentlemen right here, they were both a part of that epic milestone. After Party Hangover episode 40 was May 22nd, 2020. That is when the tripod sessions began with Young Bretsky and Big Carpe himself, Cesar. After Party Hangover episode 50, Stixy Drip Drip, right here. He was a part of the very first ever Zoom session. That was August 1st, 2020. And here we are today, After Party Hangover episode 60, October 10th, 2020. We got stixadam, we got the greatbrettzky99. And going forward, we should be having the tripod sessions return. As you know, Big Carpe, Cesar, is busy this weekend, but he sent over 2 Hail Cesar segments that will be injected in both segments when we talk about NXT and AEW. But gentlemen, I gave you guys homework this week. It was the topic of the week. What has WWE not done in a very long time that you wish would happen again? I'll go first. I think I've mentioned it before, either in the chat or on a previous tripod, but the referee reversing a decision. And the last time I remember that happening was The Rock versus Ken Shamrock for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 14. Ken Shamrock would not release the ankle lock. He held it on, and the ref was trying to get him out of there, but he didn't release it. The ref reversed the decision after the bell had been rung. That's the last time I remember that happening. It could happen again possibly in the future, but we have not seen it since. Stixadam, I'll go with you first. What was your choice for hasn't happened in a very long time?
Oh. I actually had a hard time figuring this out because it's just – I like your idea. I wouldn't mind them going back to like bringing back like with a rush, like with SmackDown. I always like the 3-man booth. Man, don't get me wrong, I like Corey Graves, like Michael Cole, but I don't mind Raw's booth, but like Joe's the one that's holding that up. I'd like to see a 3-man booth more because like with AEW, they could alternate Jericho in a lot more. And I know back in WCW, especially when they did the NWO days, like they start off with like Shivani and them, but then towards, I think it was maybe either the midway point or the end of they always brought Bischoff, Hall, and like Nash. I like to see something go back like that.
So you want to see a multiple man commentary team back on SmackDown?
Yeah, or even if they switch it up on Raw, like obviously keep Samoa Joe because he's been the MVP of quarantine for the announcing team. But like maybe even keep Tom Phillips, but Byron Saxton, he's just the ultimate definition of cheese in Webster's dictionary.
You know, my favorite Joe line besides gentlemen is when Drew McIntyre hits the headbutt and he goes, "Oh, give us a kick."
Yes.
Well, Bretsky, what was your choice? What did you choose for hasn't happened in a while?
My choice, it was, I mean, pardon me if I'm looking down. I have all my notes on my phone this week, but they haven't had a legit multi-time champion in a while. Like where you could see someone, and it goes back to like what Triple H was saying. I don't remember when, but it was relatively recently. How they're not going to have the Cenas or the Rocks or the Austins anymore, where you can have someone that kind of transcends the company. Mm-hmm. And I think that kind of hurts. It hurts the fan base. It doesn't. You got to revitalize the fan base. You got to re-energize the fan base. And I think that's a big problem where like Kevin Owens will probably not win the world title again, or if he does, he'll be like a 2-time champion. But like in the Attitude Era, someone like Kevin Owens, who is that over, would probably be like a 7-time champion by now. So I think that they need to go back to that, and they haven't done it in a while. I think they need to go back to creating the kind of stars and being willing enough to push the kind of stars that will be able to have those 10 times world title reigns or 11-time world title reigns, you know, because we may never see an Orton or a Cena again.
Yeah, I was going to say the closest thing we have right now is Orton has 13 reigns, going after his 14th reign at Hell in a Cell. That's a good one. Multiple-time champions. Yeah, I mean, it's a goddamn crime that Shinsuke or Cesaro haven't even held it once. But, yeah, that's a good one, guys.
Also, too, I mean, we see title reigns last – maybe an average, the shortest one has been like 3 or 4 months. Whereas before we'd have like someone win the title, then maybe they made it out a month, and then it's changed hands. Because remember when they did it with I think it was the Raw Women's Championship? That thing was getting passed around like hot potato when it was Charlotte and Sasha.
Yeah. I wonder if they regret doing that now because Charlotte has been so many time champion. And now it's been kind of a joke. It's like expected now. Every time Charlotte's in a championship match, they're like, oh, here's number 10. Here's number 11.
Yeah.
But all right, guys. Well, let's move on to Wednesday night. We had a great Wednesday night. I'll start with NXT because it's the first one I watched. The show kicks off with Tommaso Ciampa in Retribution mask versus aggressive Kushida, my favorite Kushida. Of course, at the beginning, they trade slaps. Then Kushida pats Tommaso on the head. The disrespect. Kushida goes a springboard attack. Tommaso drop kicks him in the face while he was upside down. I like that. That was pretty sweet. Tommaso does not let Kushida dominate like Kushida's dominated the previous opponents. However, Kushida eventually gets Tommaso Ciampa and the hoverboard lock for a while, but then comes in Cesar's favorite, the Velveteen Dream, ruins the match. Tommaso Ciampa wins via DQ. Bretsky, what did you think of the opening match of this week's NXT?
I enjoyed the opening match this week, and like you said, the aggressive Kushida versus heel, essentially, Ciampa again. Like you said, the drop kick that Ciampa did to Kushida mid handspring, that was really sick. It was really fast-paced physical action, kind of going back to TakeOver. Barrett made a good point. Wade Barrett made a really good point on commentary. It was really interesting. He said that Ciampa is the kind of locker room leader in NXT who doesn't talk to anyone, but he'll talk to you only if you get in trouble. And the fact that someone like Kushida is an up-and-comer trying to make a splash, trying to make an impact, now he has to go through Ciampa. So I thought that was a really cool point that Barrett made on commentary. By the way, speaking of Barrett on commentary, it was during this match that we reveal that Wade Barrett was actually at the table. Yeah. And you actually got to see it's not just two random people sitting next to Vic Joseph giving him a hand job. So that was nice to see that Wade was actually at the table. Like you said, Dream had a funny hat and he interfered. He tried to hit Kushida, but Kushida missed. He dodged and he hit Ciampa, so Ciampa's pissed off at him. So it's interesting to see where this is going to go. Probably a triple threat somewhere down the line. Who knows? But I'm very interested to see where it goes.
Well, Stix, do you want to see a Dream versus Kushida rematch? I mean, where is it going to lead? Do you think a title should get involved? What were your thoughts on the opening match of NXT this week?
I wouldn't mind it. I thought their match at TakeOver is pretty good. I wouldn't mind seeing even Dream and Ciampa. Interesting thing, you talked about the mask that Ciampa had. There's a not Facebook, but an Instagram page called, I believe it's Rockwell Masks. That guy has done multiple masks for wrestlers. I think he even did like the Terminator like half arm thing for Brian Cage. It's a really neat little watch or look. I echo the drop kick that Kushida did on that handspring. And also, too, if you notice, when Velveteen came out, he had a cast on his arm. Cast was purple, keeping the gimmick. And I wouldn't mind seeing a triple threat match. I imagine that they will probably do it on regular TV. And just like what Cesar says, just going to be giving away that free money if they do that triple threat match.
Of course, NXT always puts on a hell of a show. Yeah, that would be giving away free money. And hopefully if they do that match, the winner receives some kind of, title shot or something, contention or whatever. But after the commercial break, Ember Moon cuts a promo in the ring. Apparently, we're all under Ember's law. Io interrupts. Rhea interrupts. And then Dakota and Straight Sonya attack Rhea. Ember eventually helps Rhea. Regal comes out and sets up the tag team matchup for the main event. It will be, well, we'll get to that later. Drake Maverick arrives with Killian. Oh, did you guys have any thoughts about Ember's promo? Bretsky, are you afraid of Ember's law? Do you think she made a strong statement with this?
I feel bad for her because you could tell the entire time that she was just really happy to be there and the fact that she's able to wrestle. So I give her leeway on this promo because it wasn't really a good promo. Until like the very end when she was like when she started getting her voice back and stuff like that. So I forgive her for this one because you can just tell how happy she was. But yeah, I don't know what Ember's law means other than she's not taking shit or something like that. But yeah, I'm just happy to have her back, and I'll give her a grace period for this promo.
Well, Stix, you have to imagine that Ember has been on WWE Backstage for weeks. They do a segment on Backstage called Promo Class. You got to know that she had to have picked up some pointers there. But like Bretsky said, she was so excited to be back in the ring that she was just like, she kind of had the cheese factor going on. But what did you think of Ember and everybody coming out to interrupt as well?
I thought it wasn't too bad for her first promo back. I mean, obviously, there's probably some nerves. I mean, even though they probably could have maybe they could have retaped it and stuff like that. But I mean, I think it gives the actual human effect to show that she's so happy to be back. And that she possibly got nervous, and possibly too maybe the stench of cat piss was overwhelming her, but it wasn't too bad for her first promo back.
Agreed. After this, Drake Maverick arrives with Killian outside, they get interviewed. Killian won't give Drake his phone number. Drake did set up a match against Everrise. I love this dynamic between Drake and Killian, and we'll talk about it more later on. But did you guys have any funny notes of this little outside segment that they had? Any thoughts?
Well, this is going on for weeks, and I like that they're keeping this up. How it was like how Undisputed Era interrupted the match that they had against each other, then Imperium and stuff like that. So I like the dynamic. And we'll talk about it later. Also, this is definitely the new Team Hell No. And I'm very excited for it because, as I've said on the Tripod before, I am a fan of Killian Dane, and I think we're all fans of Drake Maverick. So I'm very excited for this. Just like it's so stupid, but it works so well. Like they're still maintaining that aura of toughness. Where Killian's like, of course I'm not going to give you my phone number. Like you're scared of him, but you're also like laughing. So I'm very excited to see where this goes.
Well, Sticks, real quick, I want to give you my favorite things about Killian and Drake. Killian, my favorite thing about him is that look he gets when he's pissed off. His eyes are just like soup. They get huge as saucers. He gets all pissed off. And then with Drake, I notice it every time his Stallone mouth when he talks. He's got the droop and like he has Stallone mouth. That's always pops me. But what did you want to say about this quick segment?
They're the odd couple of the tag team, and it's Drake's literally his human punching bag. He just takes all his frustrations out on him and just shows that there's a shred of humanity in Killian, that he'll beat him up, but then you kind of feel sorry for him. So he's like, oh, okay, I'll pick you up, or I'll stay with you. So it's interesting. It'll be neat. It's nice.
Well, I don't know if it's the caffeine I'm drinking or the actual match that happens later, but I'm actually very excited to talk about what happened during their match. And my voice is fucking raspy right now because I just got done shouting fucking Dynamite commentary. So please forgive me.
You got some Dynamite veterans over here, some commentary veterans.
That's right. Yeah. Did you guys enjoy your commentary experiences? I know Sticks did.
I know Sticks really enjoyed calling that False Count Anywhere, the last man standing.
Yeah, I picked up some major notes on that match.
Well, after the commercial break, EO not worried about them bitches. That's all I wrote, I guess. What happened? Is that what happened? I wrote EO not worried about them bitches.
Well, yeah, she's like, why didn't you help them? She's like, Rhea Ripley, not my problem. Amaroon, not my problem. Title, my problem. And then just left.
Okay, yeah, this is one of my famous drunken one-liners then. The Undisputed Era responds to Ridge, you're a dead man. I guess Adam Cole's ribs were injured or something. But those are the only notes I wrote about that. And then we get the match I was excited to talk about. We get Everrise versus Killian and Drake with the funniest fucking music I've ever heard in a fucking entrance. And Drake, oh my God, dude, the way he was dancing. I mean, he went from being a white boy to being translucent. That was the honkiest dance I've ever seen. And like Sticks was, you guys were both saying it's just an odd couple chemistry tag story again. It never gets old. We like it. Like the Steve Blackman House knows, Team Hell knows. You know, we get all that. It's a funny story that it's been overdone, but it doesn't get old. Famous last words by Everrise. You're nothing but a fat bozo, he shouts at Killian. Killian then proceeds to destroy Everrise. Drake tags himself in. Hijinks ensue. Killian then power bombs Drake onto Everrise. Drake gets the pin for the win. This is when Drake does his bouncy finger popping dance. My God, you guys, I was laughing so hard. This was my favorite part of the match. Then Killian, like Stick says, takes out his anger, just punches his ass. That's going to be their gimmick. Carries him to the back. Sticks, I'll start with you first. What did you think about this incredibly entertaining tag team match?
First off, can't wait for that song to be available to buy, to be able to jam that to work every day.
Hey, you better do the dance. You better do the dance too.
I've been working on it. The white ass Carlton. I liked the double team. I think it was the flapjack that they did on Drake on the top turnbuckle. They picked him up, and loved it that after they pretty much pissed off Dane, they were still beating up Drake. Well, he grabbed Drake by his hair, drug him back to the corner, tagged himself in, and started beating him up. And then I like the finish of power bombing Drake onto Everrise for the win.
Yeah, Drake's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Bretsky, what did you think about this fucking funny ass match?
Oh my god, I loved it. Oh, this is so good. The music was great. Killian immediately is like, "Stop whistling, get in there!" Just throws him in the ring. Oh man, Vic Joseph at one point said, "quote This is tag team wrestling," which popped me. That was fucking funny. I hope their finisher is just Dane just like powerbombing the shit out of Drake Maverick onto whoever's like on the floor, because that's funny and it makes sense with the gimmicks, but it's just Drake, because Drake, we always commented on it, even like when he was like, whether he's doing comedy or being serious, his facial expressions and his mannerisms are like top notch. So him throughout this whole match, like getting dragged back by his hair, or trying to tag himself in at the beginning, tagging himself in, trying to do the Vader bomb instead of Killian Dane. It was so good. Wade Barrett shitting on it the entire time was also great. I think my last comment is Maverick dancing is everything I could have ever wanted.
You guys, have you guys ever watched the Friday the 13th movie where Jason, in one of the movies, he puts a camper in their sleeping bag and zips it up, and he gets the sleeping bag and he hits it against a tree till they die? I can't wait to see when Killian Dane does that to Drake to win a match. He just picks Drake up and starts hitting people with Drake. That's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Sounds like Darby Allin right there.
Yeah, with Tax. Well, after the match, we get a Booty Storm recap, showing all her past action and stuff. That's all I wrote, so I guess it wasn't that impressive to me. After the commercial break, the Garganos for an outside walk. We deserve rematches, they say. Then they come to their front door. Apparently, Indy Hartwell bought Garganos a new TV. Of course, Johnny all excited. And then they take the TV inside, and a match between Austin Theory and Leon Ruff happens. Leon Ruff with amazing evasive maneuvers all over the ropes. It was incredible. Then he botches trying to set up a top rope move. Austin Theory nails the TKO pin for the win. Cuts promo on Adam Cole. Austin Theory is the future of NXT. And then hold on to your horses, ladies and gentlemen. The God of Goats music hits. He comes out. He slithers into the ring with all of his godly goatiness. Match is set up. Dexter Lumis versus Austin Theory. Lumis dominates, especially during commercial picture-in-picture. Theory finally gets some offense in. Theory then mocks the slither and slaps Lumis in the back of the head. The disrespect. It's a great match between these two, actually. Lumis busting out a rolling monkey flip. I like that. Lumis wins after locking in silence. Cameron Grimes arrives and gives Lumis a cave-in. When I ask a question, you answer, freak. I know that was a lot of notes I just went over. Bretsky, what is your thought on the entirety of the Austin Theory 2 matches?
Well, I think that first we have to talk about the Gargano segment.
Yeah. Because
that was funny. I loved just this Johnny in this was great, where he goes, Indy Hartwell, who is she? What has she ever done? Why are you hanging out with her? And he's a TV. Oh my God, a free TV! I love Indy Hartwell. and of course that's continued later on in the night. But Leon Ruff looked impressive. I think he was actually recently just officially signed to NXT, so good for him. I do question whether or not that was a botch at the end, or if that was done on purpose, because it went right into the ATL. So I'm kind of thinking that might have been done on purpose, or it was supposed to be like a top rope into that. So it's one or the other. But yeah, that was good. Then Lumis makes his official return, which I was so excited for, because it's the God of Goats. How could you not be excited for it? they have a very fun match, obviously, because it's the God of Goats and it's Austin Theory. Wade Barrett again makes a great note, as in saying that Austin Theory reminds him of a young Randy Orton, where he has to get his maturity levels down pat, and then he can become a star. So that Wade Barrett has been really impressing on commentary. So I'm very happy to have him. And then, like you said, not Grimes. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself for the fine one.
Bretsky's already got Chubb going. This reciting this.
I'm so excited.
His shirt's glowing.
He's growing stronger.
Oh man, but yeah. So Loomis wins with silence, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's fine Cameron Grimes with the cave-in right onto him. Beautifully executed cave-in, one of his better cave-ins. And yeah, he says it was something like, "When I ask you a question, you answer, freak." And then he leaves. But hell of a job by all of them. I mean, it was a lot to go over. It was a lot of great things in a row. But yeah, it was back to back to back greatness, in my opinion, at least.
Well, Sticks, thoughts on Gargano's new TV, Austin Theory versus Ruff, Austin Theory versus Dexter, and the fine one.
I love how Johnny was talking shit on Indy Hartwell, and then finds out that she was the one that bought the TV. I was thinking, I was like, I wonder what I would think if I saw two people in tracksuits walking the 2-pound Chihuahua-looking dog that they had and just cheesing like they were. But they said they make that look so well. Austin Theory is literally the future of the business. I mean, the guy.
Oh my God!
It would have been interesting to see what he did, what he would have become if he didn't have his issue with whatever he sent out on Twitter. But it was good to have Loomis come out. Those two put a good match on, and of course, leaving up to fine Cameron Grimes to ruin a really good moment of us missing out the heavy petting that Loomis would have done after he choked out Theory.
Depriving us of heavy petting, the fine one graces the great Bretsky's background. I don't know if you can see that or not, Sticks.
I was trying to get this up the entire time. I was talking. It was taking too long.
Well, after this, Dakota and Straight Sonya are interviewed about their upcoming tag match. I took 0 notes on that. Anything you guys want to point out about that before I move on? After the commercial break, they catch up with fine Cameron Grimes. When I ask a question, you answer. Excuse me, I'm going to the moon. After this, Kyle O'Reilly.
Hopefully that becomes an Apollo moment where the spaceship crashes before it hits the moon.
Oh.
I hope he goes because they're in Florida. I hope he just goes to like the launch site one day and just like, I'm on my way. And like, no, it's instead of like how the Money in the Bank was, where they had to climb the headquarters. They have to get to the top of the space shuttle.
Oh my God. I think they're saving that for when he wins a championship. He'll be like, see, I'm taking this to the moon.
Oh, they better.
Or he tries and like the security guard's like, who the hell are you? I'm fine Cameron Grimes. Don't you know who I am? I'm the #1 contender. Sir, we don't know who the hell you are. You got to leave the premises.
I'm going to the moon, baby. He just like runs through him. He gets like tased, something like that.
Yeah, he gets tased and zip tied.
Or they actually put him through like the training process.
Oh my God!
Imagine them putting him on that freaking thing that spins. It's supposed to get your body used to the G's when you take it off.
Oh, that might be my new favorite thing when that happens. They got to do that. They got to do that.
I think we just figured out Cameron Grimes' next shirt. It's going to be the NASA logo, but it's going to have Cameron Grimes on his shirt. That's going to be pretty fucking sweet. We get a Kyle O'Reilly, Finn Balor takeover recap. The liver kick was the downfall of O'Reilly. The running knee, of course, broke Finn's jaw. Sticks, we didn't hear from you about that main event. What did you think of Kyle O'Reilly versus Finn Balor at TakeOver?
I want a rematch. It was so freaking awesome. I mean, I knew going in it was going to be a hard-hitting match, and it was. It delivered on everything. It gave it made Finn look strong, but it also gave the individual shine that Kyle O'Reilly, I think, deserves. I mean, because we all knew he was a good tag team wrestler, him and Bobby Fish, but this just shows that if they want to go the singles route with him, he can deliver.
You know, Bretsky, I want to mention I listen to a ton of podcasts, especially at work.
Especially mine.
Of course, that's already on the top of my queue. No, there is a 2-hour podcast, I'm not going to plug them, that shit over everything that happened at TakeOver. I was disgusted listening to
disrespect.
The disgusting disrespect. But then I listened to a 2-hour podcast that praised everything about TakeOver. So it's just so funny how people have differing opinions. But then again, that's what makes podcasts listenable, such as this one, and Bretsky's, and the Still Real pregame. Up next.
Not the Still Real After Party, though. That one's not good.
No, nobody listens to that one.
If they do, they only listen for one person.
That's right. The sheriff.
Yes.
Ridge Holland arrives in a Mercedes-Benz. Hired gun, ? I wrote. After the commercial break, Damian interviewed by McKenzie. If they want this tag, what? If they want this, they can get a reckoning. You guys have any thoughts about the Ridge Holland car or Damian's interview?
I mean, hindsight makes Ridge Holland's thing really sad.
Yeah.
But it looked like he was going to get a good story. I mean, it was interesting.
You just reminded me. I got a bit of news to read after we're done with NXT. Lots of bad news. But after this, we get Ridge Holland versus Danny Burch. Extremely physical and brief. Ridge wins with Northern Grit, Bretsky's favorite word. Holland disrespects Burch. Only Lorcan for the save. He beats up Oni as well. Refs come out to regain order. Then Oni launches himself over the top rope onto Ridge outside. And then you can hear Ridge screaming as the camera cuts away and stays on Lorcan and Burch the whole time. What the fuck happened? Of course, we know now what happened. Bretsky, what are your thoughts on this brief match? Yeah, I know you're a fan of Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan. What did you think? And then what did you think? Without what we know now, what were your thoughts when you saw Ridge on the ground?
Well, I think it's interesting, the dynamic with Lorcan and Burch, how they're essentially enhancement talent, like very believable enhancement talent when they're singles competitors. But like, I think it really only boosts them as a tag team because like they need each other to work, which I always like that. And I think it was like you said, it's very hard hitting, very physical, very short match. That got a little bit of offense in for Burch, but Holland eventually won with the tripod's favorite word of the day, Northern Grit. But I liked Oni coming out for the save. I think that fits Oni's character because he's a tag team wrestler. And I think it fit Oni's character to keep on going after him. And then, of course, what happened. I had heard about this before I watched because I can't watch live.
Yeah.
And I was kind of looking for it, and I saw Oni's first dive. I'm like, oh, nothing happened. That was weird. But then I saw the second dive over the top, and if you look, you just see his ankle just like go out, like his foot just like went sideways, and that was like, ooh, that looks bad. And you heard him screaming because he's such like a big guy. Him screaming is scary. Like that was hard to watch. That was hard to listen to. He gave the thumbs up, obviously, when he was being wheeled away or gurneyed away. But I don't know the specifics, but I feel like he's going to be out for a long time. Best of luck to Ridge Holland. Best wishes to him. But what was good in that was good. I mean, yeah. It did well for him if he was still going to be around, So.
Well, Stix, what are your thoughts on this whole situation with Ridge Holland?
It really sucks. I mean, I understand that the reason why he tried to catch him was to because we had heard the rumors that they were kind of wanted to make him be kind of Brock Lesnar-ish. So him catching him was going to obviously give him the strong effect, but it's like maybe this is make it more that don't try to catch somebody because you might blow an ankle, you might even blow a knee out. But I think the biggest thing was it makes you kind of wonder what they were going to do with him going forward with UE. Like was the whole UE going to attack him? Were we going to get just Cole and him? And then we know how good Cole is. Like would this have been the match that could have propelled Holland possibly to a main roster run?
To the moon. No.
Hey, that's this guy. That's this guy.
But it sucks. I mean, you don't want to see anybody get injured. And if they do get injured, you hope it's something that's not very long. Like maybe they miss a couple of weeks and then they're back, but it really does suck.
I try to avoid the chat room because I know you guys are East Coast, so you get to see everything first. I try my hardest. You know, I do check sometimes to see if one person messaged me, but you see when someone posts a single line in the chat that I haven't seen, I think it was you, Stix. You put so much for baby Brock. Was that you?
Yeah. I don't remember because see, I don't watch it live. I'm usually at work and I wait for the network version to come out because then they cut all the commercials out and all that stuff.
I think it was either him or Cesar.
Somebody put that and I was like, oh, maybe Undisputed Era beat the shit out of him, like they jumped him backstage or something. That's what I figured. But when I heard and saw about this, it was tragic. You know, Rich, you never want to see anyone get injured because this is how they make their money. And plus, we're in the COVID era, and just shit could go wrong, shit could go sideways. We all wish for a speedy recovery for Ridge Holland, baby Brock, who now he'll be known as forever. Up next, the Garganos set up their TV, and included was a USB by Indy showing the battle royal they were in. Indy saved Candice many times. Bretsky, are you excited for an Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae tag team, perhaps?
I think this is exactly what the Garganos needed, because they're at the point where the character, like this is kind of the testing point for them of their character, because they've been doing the same kind of character work for a couple months now, and now it's the point where you need to either evolve with it or just get it lost in the shuffle. And I think that Indy Hartwell, who is already an up-and-coming women's talent, could do that for them, because it's kind of gives them, as two veterans of the business and NXT veterans, a way to kind of impart some knowledge on someone like Indy Hartwell. And it could work well because Indy Hartwell, in the short matches she's had on NXT, she's had very good character work and she's looked good. So I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I'm excited to see where it goes. I also will say, and we see it in the next match as well. But it's funny how even the quote-unquote lesser women in NXT still get shine and still get storylines, like important ones and important seeming ones, as opposed to another corporation, another company that we'll be talking about in a little bit. So it's very interesting to see that dynamic.
Well, you know, Sticks, we didn't see the Robert Stone brand at all in this episode. I thought for sure they might have recruited Indy Hartwell, but they're going a different direction. Do you like this direction they're going in for Indy?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they bring her along, teach her allow her to get a black belt in the Gargano way, and see if maybe when she starts rising, if maybe can't, like, they put her in a match for like a number one contender match, like a battle royal, and she ends up like winning, and like maybe she ends up throwing out Candice, and then to have that be like the turning point. Maybe down the road we get a payoff of Indy versus Candice, but it'll be interesting to see how they go with it, because they do need to do something different with this going forward.
You know, they do need more babyface women. So if that's a long-term plan to get Indy Hartwell as a top babyface, then that's fine.
Well, you know, guys, I'm curious to know, had Tegan Knox not been injured, is this the same direction they would have went, or do you think the injury kind of changed their plans?
I think they might have done this still, but have like someone to recruit against Tegan, maybe. I don't know, but it's you'll never know, unfortunately. And that's, again, Tegan, to my point, it's a big blow for this roster, which helps that Ember Moon's filling in that top babyface role. But Yeah, Tegan getting hurt is a big blow.
Well, after the commercial break, Bretsky's other idol on the show is his school is back in session. Thatch as Thatch can. He he says attack first. He does a Fujiwara armbar into a crossface. I'm not sure what the point of this segment was, but Bretsky, I'm going to let you take it away. Go ahead and wax poetic on Thatch as Thatch can wrestling.
Well, he was talking about getting opportunities, like making them for yourself and not letting anything slip away. So I think this is more of a push in the title direction for him. I think that's kind of all it was, kind of like reminding everyone of what he is and what he's about. Then leading forward to like kind of build him up again because he already lost against Priest earlier. So that's the way I see it, at least.
Well, Stix, are you a fan of Thatch's Thatch Can? And if you had a gun to your head, are you going to buy a Cameron Grimes shirt or a Timothy Thatcher shirt?
I'm going to choose option C. I'm going to eat that bullet that bullet sub and just go ahead and start my afterlife. But I guess I don't really understand what they're doing. I mean, you got the promos, but yet they put them in matches. And I mean, I understand the matches are against people that put a little shine on them, but when do you start piling up the victories to push him forward? Like, I mean, because keeping him on TV is one thing, but we need to get him some momentum to take him as a legit contender. Because, I mean, he hasn't really had much legitimacy since the Matt Riddle match.
Yeah.
That's true. It was that, then the series with Lorcan, and then he's kind of been like half win-lose ever since.
And, of course, the Tripod are desperately wanting to know, who are the dentures he is training? Who is he training? Well, after this, we get another promo. Shotzi Blackheart will host Halloween Havoc. She comes out in a Tonka tank, like per usual, and takes on Xia Li. Shotzi wins with the top rope senton. Boa then comes out. The long-forgotten Boa hands Xia Li a takeout menu. They go backstage to chow down on some beef and broccoli. I'm joking, of course. Stix, what do you think of this possible stable between Boa and Xia Li?
I only had 3 things written down for this match. One was Shotzi equals freak in the sheets. 2 was Xia was coming out saying, she kept pointing to like her little towel. And I think it was saying like, this is the new Xia Li. And the other thing I had was maybe Boa was saying that her green card was revoked. So we better go put you into hiding.
Got to renew.
Which Bretsky, by the way, I think you have a new woman for your Gaviti Adadot immigrant status.
Oh wow, Xia Li.
We're collecting all the unwanteds here.
Xia Li needs to renew her visa, but Bretsky, are you excited for a potential yellow order?
I mean, yeah, because everything we've seen, like when Xia Li gets time, like, and Beth Phoenix always puts her over on commentary, like in the Rumbles, Xia Li's always been booked strong. This is going back to my point from earlier of how some of the quote unquote lesser women on the roster are getting shine. Again, the mentality of keep the Asians together, but you know what? I mean, we'll see where it goes. They're giving her a shine. They're giving her a story. They're not just letting her be there to show up and get beaten. It gave Shotzi a good win before Halloween anyway, so the jury's still out on it. We'll see where it goes. As long as it's not another one of these choppy PP factions, which would be funny. As long as it's not one of those, I'm happy with it.
Well, I mean, the big thing is she's been on TV for like the last 2 to 3 weeks, because she had the 2 matches against, was it Casey and then Caden? Yeah. And then now she was on TV again. So like you guys have said on the Tripod, WWE, at least they put their women on TV, and even though some of them lose, they're out there on TV. They're getting TV time, and they're giving them work to push forward with them, unlike some other organizations.
Excuse me. No, I'm just kidding.
No, don't you worry. There's going to be a lot of markets coming on during the AEW segment. Don't you dare worry.
Oh, no. Next, we get Dakota Kai and Straight Sonya, no entrance. in the ring already. Rhea Ripley comes out. Ember Moon then comes out with a new entrance, new gear, new theme. I liked it. Dakota Kai and Straight Sonya versus Ember Moon and Rhea Ripley. It's the main event of NXT. NXT. Ember with 0 ring rust. Nice, tight, smooth. I appreciate her chunky midsection too. And Ember's full and thick moon, by the way. Straight Sonya with a nasty big boot to Rhea, knocking her off the apron onto the outside. Straight Sonya dominating Rhea Ripley like we've never seen before. Ember Moon, just a hell of a spitfire. You can tell she missed this. She was on point with every single move. She's been waiting, chomping at the bit to get back to this moment. Dakota hits the chiropractor. Always looks good. She hit it to Rhea. Ember Moon hits a sloppy pop-up powerbomb to Dakota Kai, but hits the Eclipse. Pin for the win. Ember Moon gets a W on her returning match. Stix, what are your thoughts on the main event of this week's NXT?
Well, we had Ember come out of the gates super hot. And I think they had talked that she had been out for 14 months or had been quarantined or self-isolated. That move that Sonya had Rhea on, where she had her bent over over her back in that submission move, that was freaking nuts. I thought Ember did a good job with I thought it looked like it was a flatliner when Sonya was on her knees in the ring. Mm-hmm. And the Eclipse is still just a hell of a good move.
Stunner!
That thing is so awesome. Yes, that is so awesome.
Bretsky, what are your thoughts on the closing match of NXT?
This was not a good week for pop-up power bombs. But I liked it. Ember Moon had very little, if any, ring rust, so props to her. I mean, obviously, it seems that she's been working out. I mean, you'd think so. But yeah, she did far better than I think anyone could have expected for her first match back in 14 months, which is crazy. It feels like an eternity since she's been there. But yeah, I mean, I like how Stix just calling her Sonya now. Straight Sonya, aka her lesser known name of Raquel Gonzalez, looking like a world beater.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking about.
Looked really good per usual against Rhea Ripley. Rhea doing some good favors for Straight Sonya. So this is obviously building, as we've been talking about for weeks now, building to when they eventually split. You need Straight Sonya to look good, and she's been looking good. I will always love the Cap Coda jersey. It's a great gimmick, great idea for Dakota Kai. Yeah, I mean, it's just physical, high flying, fast paced. I think that putting Ember in the tag match with these other 3 women helped her out a lot, but she more than held her own. And yeah, I missed the Eclipse. This was a stiff looking Eclipse too. This was like one of those Io Shirai line drive dives. That was a good looking Eclipse.
Yeah, I was reflecting on SmackDown, and I was thinking every time Xavier Woods landed, I was like, oh, be careful, be careful, be careful. Well, that's what I was thinking with Ember Moon as well, because she had sort of a similar injury. Like, I was like, oh, God, please don't hurt yourself. I was like, the women need you. But Mangria, this is where you inject the Hail Caesar. Let me get it.
All right, your boy Julius _ Caesar here with the review for NXT. It's a me. All right, great shit all around. Overall, great show. Highlights: Ciampa and Shida. That's going to be a great feud. If you get the Dream in there for other matches with both of those also good. 3-way match for something or nothing, or even just everybody just gets fucked up match, also good. Ridge Holland, sorry about your luck, man. Blew your leg out. Adam Cole looked like he had his promo, and they were going to feud with UE, and then he goes for a catch on Only Orkin. It was a great match against Danny Burch, and Danny Burch showed some toughness. They both showed some toughness. Then Only Orkin came out trying to fuck him up too. Went for that catch, and he blew his leg out. So now he's on the shelf. The God of Goats came back. Yes, he did. The God of damn Goats. Dexter Lumis took it to Austin Theory. He got that dub. He's back on his winning ways. And now Bretsky's Nightmare, he's feuding with Cameron Grimes. I think this is going to be a good feud because Cameron Grimes doesn't shut the hell up and Loomis doesn't talk. It's going to be great in ring work. Ember Moon came back and she cannot cut a promo whatsoever. No, that shit was horrible. But in the tag match, she looked great. Oh, also Shotzi had a squash match in there somewhere. Ember looked great. She almost dropped Dakota on her damn head. Sidebar. When Rhea comes out, look to the side of the screen, like the right side, and you'll see a ref crawling along the barricade. I have no fucking idea what that's about. Someone clue me in, but I don't know why he's just crawling like crazy. Everybody got their shit in. Straight Sonya and Rhea, looking forward to that. Dakota and Ember down the line, looking forward to that. Ember hitting the clips, always looking forward to that. So overall, great show. William Regal was dressed better than Tony Khan, wearing skeeted t-shirts. And that's my review. You like it or you don't like it. Either way, see me in the comments.
5-second break. Okay, moving on.
Wow, what a Hail Caesar.
That was disrespect.
Caesar with a clutch. With a clutch Hail Caesar.
Well, here's the injury updates. Here, this is the bit of news that I did save here. It was noted that it was a knee from Kyle O'Reilly that broke Finn Balor's jaw in 2 places, and he is on a liquid-only jaw diet. O'Reilly is said to have a contusion and a swollen liver, and he is not cleared to wrestle. In an update on Ridge Holland, WWE states that Holland sustained a left ankle dislocation and fracture and a patellar dislocation and ruptured patellar tendon. Holland underwent surgery today. It can take at least 6 weeks to heal a broken ankle, but the recovery for a patellar tendon rupture can take anywhere from 6 to 12 months. Ooh. As noted from last night, this is unfortunate news for Holland because he was set for a big push as he was supposed to feud with Adam Cole. Dakota Kai is currently not cleared to wrestle because she's dealing with back and neck pain. Bad news about Matt Riddle. He's getting sued again by the lady who filed, the Me Too stuff, Candy Cartwright, I guess. She's not only suing Matt Riddle, but suing Evolve Wrestling and WWE, all for $10 million each. And probably the worst news of the week. I mean, I know Ridge Holland was bad, but Mickie James is injured.
No.
Out of action for several weeks. Yeah, she suffered a broken nose with that match against Zelina a couple weeks ago. So it's not something super serious, but she's going to be out for several weeks till her nose heals. And that is all the bad news I have for this week. But the best news of all, especially for the Steel Raw After Party, is that Lars Sullivan made his return on SmackDown, popped all of us. We were all over the chat room just spouting the praise. Bretsky, are you excited for some more promos from Def Bob Lars?
Kayla. Oh, I'm so excited. When Zanka sent that message in the chat, I was watching live also because of the draft. And my feed was on maybe a 2 or 3 second delay from Zanka's because I was watching on my laptop and he was probably watching on his TV. And I saw the text OMG, it's Steph Bob Lars. And I'm like, no way. He's just fucking with us. And I wasn't expecting it. And then I heard he has new music too. Yeah. Looking like a buff Robbie Rotten over here. He destroyed. They're trying him again. They're trying it. I was just laughing because Stephanie then had to come out and talk about Lars after all after all that shit. So that kind of popped me also. But I am so excited. They need to designate Caleb Braxton on SmackDown. Get him on talk. Get Lars on Talking Smack. Get Lars on the Bump. Get him on every show that Kale is on. I am excited.
Well, Sticks, Def Bob Lars returned. Are you hyped for the Steel Raw After Party? They got material. They're finally going to get more material.
Yes, this is something we've been waiting for a while, and finally our dreams and prayers have been answered. Def Bob Lars is back, and hopefully he's back with a vengeance.
I'm pretty glad he came back when there was no audience because after he got done beating up Miz, we would have heard, Mitch, 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 and his fucking anxiety would have went through the roof, and he would have ran out of the ring screaming. So I'm glad he came back with no audience. I know we didn't get a pop. Probably would have been a bunch of boos anyway. But let's get Lars into the mix. Let's get him in a good storyline so that when fans do come back, they won't focus on the unfortunate video that leaked. If you want to find out about that information, listen to the Steel Real After Party about a year ago.
I will say, I do give Lars props because if they everything about the anxiety, as much as we joke about it, I think we're still the only ones who popped about it. But the fact that he's actually coming back and making an effort to come back, I do give him props because anxiety stuff to come over. So if everything like everything that was said about it was true, like how he didn't want, like he was going to go for the WrestleMania match against Cena, that stuff back for 35. So props to Lars for getting back healthy, trying to put everything in his past away, and for getting over the anxiety. So that is, on a serious note, props to Lars. But it's Def Bob Lars. We're going to go back to the 2.5 hour SRAP episodes now, where it's just like an hour and a half of it's just them doing Lars impressions.
Yeah, I mean, Zanka tried his best to get Eric Rowan as a character. That failed. He got Keith Slowly on board, but now we're going to start hearing a lot more Def Bob Lars, and bring on the questions and the hashtags, everybody, because we can dust it off and bring it all back.
He's going back to work at the KFC.
And now we get to talk about everybody's favorite promotion, AEW.
Actually, that fact check, Mangria, that is correct. It is everybody's favorite promotion, and if you don't like it, then you're a stupid WWE mark.
It was Jericho's 30th anniversary show. We start off with AEW wrestlers talking about Jericho, Ricky Starks, Taz, Excalibur, JR, and Tony Schiavone were all on commentary. But there you go, Sticks. You wanted your multiple man fucking commentary team. You got the entire locker room on commentary this one. Will Hobbs versus Cage for the FTW championship that no one gives a fuck about. Will Hobbs, oh yeah, this was what a thing to drop during the match. They
oh my god, yeah.
Will Hobbs' fucking origin with his brother. His brother died shielding him from gunfire. I was like, oh my god, just give him the fucking championship and let him go backstage and celebrate. But Cage actually hit a Claymore. I don't know if you guys caught that, to a kneeling Hobbs. Pretty good match by two big men. Cage with the pump handle face slam. They both no-sell German suplexes. Hobbs with the devastating spine buster. Cage does win, though, with a drill claw. Bretsky, what are your thoughts on this opening match and the fucking bombshell that they dropped on us during commentary?
Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting to see what match they chose as the opener, because you wouldn't think that these two guys going at it with each other would open the show, but they did a good job opening it. I enjoyed the match. Will Hobbs had a really good showing. FTW that title should not be defended ever. The last time it was defended, it was ECW, when it made sense. This does not make sense. Whatever. That's a Cesar rant for another day. But yeah, oh my god, that's actually my notes.
Excuse me, the the FTW championship has a rich history. You pay that respect or you're a WWE Mark Bretsky.
Hey, I think I smell something. I think your pizza bagels are burning. You should go check on that.
Oh, god damn it. Mom! The meatloaf! No.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was actually my second comment. My first two notes. Hobbs versus Cage to start, then holy shit, Taz trying to stay heel and move on after Tony Schiavone brings up Hobbs' story. Jesus. I mean, you can use that story all you want, and it makes him a huge baby face. But God, it was like clothesline, German suplex. Will Hobbs' brother shielded him from a bullet, and they were going to be a manager-wrestler duo, but now they can't. Taz? It's like, oh my God. And yeah. Taz, I felt so bad for him, because you could tell he was like thinking of like, how do I stay the piece of shit heel? But also he's like, it's a good story, but and here's Cage with control. Cage gonna kick his ass. Like, oh my God. That I felt so bad. I felt so bad for him. But yeah, it was a fun match, fun way to open the show. Putting Hobbs against Taz's crew is a really good way to jumpstart his career because you have the big guy in Cage, the up-and-comer of Starks. You have the veteran, the respected veteran of Taz. Cage used the F5, and he called out F5, which was interesting. I don't know if you noticed this. When both guys went down after the double clothesline, the ref got super into the 10 count. He was going like, 1, 2, and like getting super into it. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, calm down. Like, what the hell?
Excuse me, sir. Our refs take this seriously.
Yeah, Our refs actually enforce the rules all the time. Which actually I do have a note of that coming in later. And then yeah, Cage retains the title with the drill claw. So yeah, fun way to open the show. Interesting choice of openers, but fun way to open the show.
And you want to talk about disrespect? Look at Bretsky leaving up the Grimes background as we're talking about Dynamite.
I will always leave up this background, Manguria. especially next week when Cesar's back. I'm going to be keeping up this background.
Stix, what did you think of the opening contest between Will Hobbs and Cage?
Well, I like it when they first started off when they did the announce team that JR called Ricky Starks Ricky Skaggs.
Oh, yeah.
I like how they said that Hobbs benches 475, but yet Cage benches 476. I like the backstory. I mean, it was interesting how they set that up, and then like Bretsky said, they just passed it on to, hey Taz, what do you got to say about this? I like
yeah, but he's still an asshole though.
Yeah. He had a nice little pump handle face slam that Cage did. And there was two times, I think, when they were bouncing off the ropes, and they both went for like crossbodies. I forget who said it, but it's someone, it might have been JR that said, that sounded like two meat sandwiches colliding.
Yeah, I think it was JR.
Goddamn JR, man.
But it was a good match to open up. I'd rather have it open up instead of being like possibly the main event, or even like Cesar says, a top of the hour match.
Yeah, that's not top of the hour worthy. Oh my God, could you imagine if it main evented? Ugh.
I mean, it would have been, the match quality would have been okay. It would have been better than Mox versus Butcher, but
yeah, that's true.
FTW title should never be defended or main event a show.
Exactly. Taz's midget ass stands up and says, "Hey, Will Hobbs, you got two options. Option A, join Team Taz. Option B, get jumped by Team Taz." And I guess they just fucking jumped him because here comes Darby for the save.
No, they never jumped him. If AEW was remotely good at telling stories of people who weren't already established, then they never actually jumped him. So that could come into play. Maybe Hobbs is like, I was actually going to join. Why the fuck did you come out, Darby? Like something like that. So yeah, that could work. Can I just say also quickly about Darby? Darby Allin in the intro when they were talking about Jericho, he looked like 10 times concussed. He was not there. Like he looked really bad. Like he was like you had like Jungle Boy going, yeah. And I remember I had the 10-minute match, and he had Darby going, he wrestles for 30 years, and it's crazy. So yeah, but yeah, no, go
glazed.
ahead. Yeah, he looked glazed.
He looked so glazed.
He looked glazed. Yes, that's the term. Yeah, he looked glazed.
Well, hey, Sticks, you can smell it, right? You can smell the tag team match for next week. It's going to be Darby and fucking Will Hobbs versus Cage and Ricky Starks, right? What did you think about Taz and his two options?
Typical Taz. I mean, he always gives these two options. I mean, it's obviously it's to progress with the storyline going forward, to keep them involved with Darby and the comeuppance of Will Hobbs, which I'm glad that if they're doing one thing right, it's helping this guy, projecting him into like possibly either a mid card or a main event scene, which he rightfully deserves.
You know, guys, I can see the future. I can foresee Will Hobbs taking on MJF or something, and MJF says, "Hey, Will, you know, I got my buddy here, War Dog. He's kind of like a brother for me. Where's your brother?
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry. Your brother's not around. Sorry. So you can just hear fucking MJF bringing
Oh,
it.
yeah. And it would be classic.
Yes, it would be typical MJF, the greatest heel in professional wrestling. After this, we get more shout-outs to Jericho, Slash, Dennis Miller, Tanahashi, his dad, Ted Irvine, and Bully Ray. They all pay their respects. Then we get Archer talking about his Texas death match with Jon Moxley in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He did a video promo with the Parkinson's riddled Jake the Snake, who was shaking in the background. Did you guys enjoy this look back in the past and incorporating New Japan? Sticks, did you like this?
I thought it was neat. It lets some people who did know that they wrestled back in New Japan, lets them know that there's a little bit of a backstory already. So outside of seeing Parkinson, Jake, it wasn't too bad.
Bretsky, are we just going to – do you see the writing on the wall? Are we going to see Archer lose again? Or do you think Archer's going to take down Mox?
They don't build Archer up well enough to win.
Excuse me. They made Archer look like a monster every time he comes into the ring. So fuck yeah. No.
Got a mix of an AEW mark and a Mangina build right here.
What the fuck? No.
Oh man, but yeah, they haven't. Obviously, like I saw the New Japan match live, and that was a really good fucking match. And I expect them to have a good match again. But that one for the U.S. title, for the New Japan U.S. title, had build. Like you could viably see either guy winning. And now, like if I'm watching, all I see is this dude. He won a battle royal, sure, but all else he's done, he's lost to Cody, and he's beaten up jobbers and midget luchadors. So why do I then think this is the next guy to carry the company on his back? He can, and he has all the potential in the world too. I'm a big fan of Archer, but they haven't actually done anything to make me, at least me personally, believe that he's a legitimate champion, if you know what I mean.
Well, I hope they do Archer right because, like you said, they have history. And, I mean, Mox on the chase against Archer will be exciting if he does lose. But that match takes place on the anniversary show, which takes place next week. But back on track here. We get the Hybrid 2 versus FTR for the AEW Tag Team Championships, the 20-minute brush with greatness. The Young Bucks are watching backstage like jealous girlfriends or something. This is a JR line that I chose. Jack Evans is like a small angry dog on Diet Mountain Dew. Evans also botches a few moves. Evans dives onto FTR and Helico on the outside, tweaks his knee. That's probably was the work for the storytelling. With a distraction from Tully, FTR able to attack Evans' tweaked knee. During picture-in-picture, they continue to destroy Evans' knee. Cash mocks their dance move in the ring. Angelico, tired of the disrespect. I really appreciate Angelico's submission abilities. These guys, I haven't seen much of the Hybrid 2, but my God, this was a really good matchup for the Hybrid 2. They do a double STF on both FTR. That was pretty sweet. Angelico, man, I got to see more of that guy. Evans did a Phoenix-like leg drop. Didn't hit anything, but Dax pretended he hit his ear at least. I got to give it to Evans, though. He took an ass whooping this match. Dax with the superplex. Cash with the big splash to Evans. Pin for the win. Sticks. Are you a fan of the Hybrid 2, or do you think this was a waste of time?
No, I've been a fan of them, even going back to their Lucha Underground days. And I know they said, I think this was Jack Evans' first match back since he suffered a broken jaw. Mm-hmm. And I like their mixture because Evans is the high flyer, and they even made point of this, that he's the high flyer and Angelico is the submission ground guy. So I'd like to see more Hybrid 2 on my TV, especially on Dynamite. To at least, I know we get so many tag matches, but it would be a different tag team to see on Dynamite instead of just like FTR and SCU and the Young Bucks, and just it was a breath of fresh air.
I agree. Bretsky, my God, we got to start tuning in the dark. If the Hybrid 2 are all over AEW Dark, I got to start watching because I was a big fan of this match. What did you think?
I wasn't.
What?
I don't like Jack Evans. I think Angelico was great.
Oh,
Jack
okay.
Evans just kept on botching.
Yeah.
And he also, whether or not the knee injury was legit, if it was legit, I understand a little bit more, but I doubt it was. He was trying so hard to sell the knee that he fucked up a bunch of other stuff. If I'm not watching Dark, I've never watched Lucha Underground, so why do I know who these people are? I mean, why should I care? You know, and I understand it's all FTR gimmick, like, oh, we're gonna give tag teams a chance, but I really didn't care. You know, I never thought for a moment that TH2 could win. And I mean, they made, like I said, Angelico did well. I like Angelico. But like even the points, like Evans, when he did that dive, commentary even was like, that's stupid. Why did you do that dive? And it's like, Evans is kind of getting on my nerves just because, again, I don't try to be like, oh, they shouldn't botch this because I've never wrestled, but he was botching a lot this match. I don't know if that's what they usually do, if he's usually better, if it was ring rust or anything, but yeah, then he botched the top rope, whatever, and he like almost hit Dax Harwood in the head. And then he went back up and he did it again, or he had second rope. But yeah, I mean, it's the problem I found is that like if for someone like TH2, and I understand the idea of trying to build up talent that necessarily hasn't been on TV, but you can't have these people like TH2 who are 3-3 on Dark come in against FTR, who has been touted by everyone on commentary as the best tag team in the world today. You can't have them come against FTR and have so many near falls and kick out in 2 and 199 200ths. You know, when Dax Harwood does like a sick, you know, the thunder bomb, stuff like that. It's like, I think that they have to build up. It's the same thing with Archer. You have to build these guys up more to where like SCU, I can believe them having a really competitive back and forth.Maybe they can win, but they probably won't match. TH2, if I've never seen them, why they can't believably do that, having been 3-3 on Dark, come in main roster, almost win, and then go back and probably just become another 500 tag team on Dark. Like they have to find a way to balance building new guys and not making it a joke of like, oh, well, everyone's going to kick out of this, everyone's going to kick out of that. So they got to keep some element of surprise, in my opinion.
You have to imagine that Dax and Cash, this was probably their idea. They wanted to get more shine on the tag teams in this division. So they're like, yeah, let's give these kids some shine. Even though they're going to lose, it'll be a showcase for us and more exposure for them. But I completely understand what you're saying, Bretsky. Yeah, you can't have a really believable match with a tag team that nobody really knows, you know, and then they keep having these false finishes all over the place. And next week they're going to be the main event on Dark, whereas FTR is going to go on to bigger and better things. I completely get what you mean. After this, they go back to the Young Bucks. Young Bucks super kick the camera guy. Then we get the FTR Weenies graphic appears. The best friends come out with FTR Weenie shirts at shop.aew. No, I was kidding. Best friends versus FTR next week for the championship. They hugged, but we didn't get got to give the people what they want. We didn't get that. What the fuck, Excalibur? No, but Sticks, I'll ask you first. Are you excited for Best Friends versus FTR next week? And how fast are you going to buy the FTR Weenie shirt?
Mine's on pre-order. No, not really. But I'm interested. I like Best Friends as a tag team. I love their back and forth dynamic, and I love how they don't always incorporate Orange Cassidy because you kind of want to keep the two, like the team and then Orange separate, but yet you can try to bring it back. And I like how how I had written down Tony Skeets makes it a tag team championship match for next week, but also too they had make premise that like that brush of greatness that FTR was making, that the matches were 20-minute matches instead of like the 60-minute regular tag team matches. Yeah. I like how they said that next week's isn't a brush for greatness match. It's an actual tag team championship match, and if it does go 60 minutes, it will go 60 minutes.
Wow, Bretsky, I know you got thoughts on this. What do you think is going to happen next week? Are we going to see new tag champs?
I have a feeling next week. I don't like saying this because I don't like being optimistic in AEW. But I have a feeling next week we're going to see multiple championships change hands.
Wow.
In a perfect world, I think that best friends again can't lose, because if the best friends lose, then why are they still going to be a contendership? And why can I ever believe it's the Ziggler effect? They've already lost to Omega and Page, and now if they lose against FTR,
excuse me, Dolph Ziggler is in WWE. You mark.
If they lose so quickly essentially back to back in title matches, why can they be viable championship contenders anymore? So that doesn't make sense to me. But yeah. The only reason I like the weenies thing is because it plays off of like FTR making fun of best friends for being backyard comedy, and they used it not as like a joke, but like, oh, I thought we were backyard comedy. That's what backyard comedy wrestlers do, right? That's why I liked it, and it was done very successfully. If they were trying to do it for comedy, it would have been fucking stupid. But yeah. The way they used it very effectively to further the feud and further the characters. But yeah, I think it'll be a great match next week, the anniversary of Dynamite. But yeah, I think we'll be seeing a changing of some guards on the anniversary show.
Bold predictions from the great Bretsky. Next week is going to be a huge show for AEW. But moving on, we get MJF talking about meeting Jericho for the first time at Double or Nothing. And then after this, we get Shaq, Gene Simmons, Don Callis, Lars Ulrich, and DDP all paying their respects. It's Jericho's 30th anniversary, after all. After the commercial break, Cody and MBL, yes, I wrote it as MBL.
I did too, every single comment.
I did too.
Hey, it's just shorter. It's a convenient.
That was great. MBL. Oh, Mangria. Never change, Mangria.
It was a dog collar match hype video package leading to the very same dog collar matchup for the TNT Championship. Cody Jarrett versus MBL himself, Mr. Brody Lee. Of course, Cody had Brandy Jarrett. And
I want to bring this back to what Cesar always talks about. Cody in that promo cut that whole promo in a suit, minus the suit jacket, but in a suit. And Tony fucking Skeets Khan, we haven't seen him since he went on his Dollar Tree shopping spree to Salvation Army. I mean, it's just, I just wanted to bring that back because I know Cesar likes to make points to that Cody, everything Cody's done, he does it in a suit.
Mr. Sticks. I hate to break it to you, pal, but that's the new way of business leadership. The suits, that's all in the past. That's an antiquated, mansplained aspect. We're going a casual Friday every day. So you should get with the program, Buster.
So quit mansplaining things to us, Sticks. What the fuck? No, Cody Jarrett out with Brandy Jarrett and Arn Anderson. No Waffle House menu. I don't know if you noticed that. Did he give it up or what? But on the other end, MBL with Anna Jay, John Silver, my new favorite person. We're going to talk about being the elite later. The dog.
Oh, fuck. I forgot to watch Being the Elite.
I wrote it all down, dude. We'll talk about it after this. But Greg the Hammer Valentine was in the audience looking like the lead in Throw Mama from the Train. John Silver was hit with the chain busted open. Very unnecessary. MBL forces John to sit on chair on outside. Cody then drop kicks him. Poor John. MBL uses chain in the beginning, busts Cody open because you know Cody's got to bleed every fucking match. Rakes chain on Cody's forehead. The disrespect. Cody uses the chain to low blow MBL. With Cody thrown over crowd barricade, MBL pulls chain multiple times. Cody crashes into the barricade. Cody yanks MBL off the apron into a Cody cutter on the outside. That was actually impressive. During the picture-in-picture, Cody package pile drives MBL through table off of apron, which busts open MBL, which I thought was kind of interesting because I remember asking a week ago or so, like, does anyone ever get pinned during the picture-in-picture? And we said, no, it has yet to happen. But this is like the first picture-in-picture where something significant happened. You know, Cody package pile driving MBL through the table off the apron. I thought that was significant. Cody put down 14 pounds of muscle, commentary mentions. Cody then beats the shit out of MBL with the chain. MBL attempts to choke Cody. Didn't quite work out. Looked awkward. MBL tosses chair at Arn. Misses Arn. Arn gets in ring. He hits a spine buster to Reynolds. MBL hits Arn with the chain. MBL kicks out of the crossroads at the count of 1. With chain double wrapped around MBL's face, crossroads pin for the win. The Dark Order and Dustin, Brandy, Arn come out. Cody Jarrett is the 2-time TNT champion. He cuts a promo. Bretsky, you start us off with the match that enraged Cesar so much so that he messaged us saying emergency fucking podcast right now. Bretsky, what are your thoughts on this TNT championship matchup?
I'll just go through the notes. Cody is basically a WrestleMania entrance because, of course, Greg Valentine's nameplate said Dog Collar Match Survivor, which is pretty funny. Silver already got busted open. I hope it wasn't real. I doubt it was, but you never know, especially with the chain. MBL yanks Cody off the top rope with the chain. The way they used the chain was good. MBL he pulled over a chair, sit and stay to John Silver, immediately drop kicked by Cody. Like as you mentioned, that was funny. Cody busted open, quote, off the DDT to the chain, but realistically, when the camera was off, most likely he bladed. Very effective use of the chain on both ends. The ref is showing more concern toward the use of foreign objects in this no DQ match than when they're used in a normal match. So great officiating to AEW. Like you said, the Cody cutter, when he yanked MBL off the apron with the chain, really nicely done. I was watching this. I can't watch live. I was watching this on TNT because I have Optum, so I threw Optum onto TNT.com. I was watching this, and they, by the way, I understand the need for ads, but that's why I love watching NXT on the network more because there's no ads. Essentially, on TNT.com, when you watch it, it says an hour and a half, but then they throw in like 3-minute commercial breaks about 8 times throughout. So it ends up becoming almost as long as the actual show, but they didn't show picture-in-picture. So all of a sudden, it cuts back, and they're like, in a picture-in-picture, Cody put Mr. Roddy Lee through the table. I'm like, whoa, what the flow? What happened? What? I was so confused. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, why is MBL busted open? What happened? So I think that's a problem. If they're going to go back and like fix anything about like production, that's the production thing that has to be fixed. Like if there's anything important happening in picture-in-picture, show it. Because I was really confused. I'm like, wait a minute. So what do they do? Did anything impactful happen? But yeah, Arn with the spine buster to Alex Reynolds looked really good. Until the point where Arn tried to get up because he could not get up without the ropes. I felt bad for Arn because he hasn't gotten up off the floor like that in a long time. But yeah, Cody wins at the Crossroads. I enjoyed the match a lot, actually. Top of the hour was a good match to have at the top of the hour. I don't know why they kept saying it was the main event when there were 2 other matches after it, but I enjoyed the majority of it until the ending because, god damn it, Cody Jarrett, all in my mind as I was watching this, I thought, oh man, the only positive of Cody Jarrett winning is the rant that we're going to get from Cesar. which I imagine could be one of the Hail Caesars that we're getting. But
Oh yeah.
oh my God, that's the one reason I was anywhere near happy, because of the stuff that Cesar is going to spew out. Oh man, but yeah, it also hit me at this point that MBL had a 5-week title reign, which is an atrocity. He had his nowhere near the time, and he still looked good. He still looked strong, but God, he should have been more than 5 weeks. Yeah, then stuff happened afterwards, obviously, which we'll talk about. But yeah, that's all I got to say about that match.
Well, Sticks, this is my first exposure to a dog collar match. Was this
Mine
your
too.
first? It was? What did you think about it?
It wasn't too bad. I mean, obviously it's one of the more violent gimmick matches, but I mean, it was interesting. It was neat. I mean, I like the aspect of being able to use like a chain, where instead of like a bull rope match like they usually have, like you could, and then both guys used the chain effectively to hurt the other. But I mean, I had the whole feeling from this whole episode of Dynamite that it was basically just to set up this match. Like Bretsky said, they said this was the main event, but yet there was still more things happening. I mean, it didn't really, I mean, outside of it being like a Jericho celebration, it felt like they were just building up to this match. And then after that, it was, they kind of just, they petered out. Like they lost steam.
Yeah. After the commercial break, we get more names entered into the 8-man AEW World Title Tournament. I'll just go over the names because we don't know all.
What about what happened after the TNT title match?
Yeah, I said, did I miss something?
Yeah, Orange Cassidy.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, take it away, Bretsky. That's my bad.
That's the only reason I'm kind of optimistic. Orange Cassidy came out because Cody was cutting some promo. When I talk to the people, it's not pandering. I really believe it. And I'm like, all right. I mean, I believe he's a nice guy, but all right, buddy, calm down. And then he's like, I'm gonna defend the title next week on the anniversary episode of Dynamite. And then Tony, he goes, oh, who are you gonna defend it against? Orange Cassidy comes out, does the thumbs up. Cody gives a thumbs up in return. So next week, we are set to have Cody defending his newly regained championship against Orange Cassidy, which, once again, if Orange Cassidy loses, I will never, ever believe that he can win another championship.
Yeah, I mean, he beat Jericho twice, and Cody never beat Jericho. So, I get what you're saying, Sticks. Are you excited for Orange Cassidy to shine next week?
Yeah, I unfortunately don't have the optimism that Bretsky has. I mean, they built Orange and then had him get demolished by MBL, and then now Cody wins, and then you're just going to have him hold the title for a week and then possibly lose it to Orange. I mean, I don't understand it. It makes you kind of put Cody in that transition champion role where basically he wins it and then just hands it. But if they do if Orange does win, I hope that he has at least a decently long title run, because I think he's somebody who has a title would be really good with one, promo wise and wrestling. His wrestling has gotten better. So I don't understand it. I just don't. If he's going to lose it, it's just going to be that short of a title run.
Well, the phrase that's mentioned a lot when we talk about wrestling is book themselves into a corner, and they might have just done that with this match next week. But then again, I'm still excited to see it. Like I said earlier, the AEW World Title Tournament added some names. We won't talk about it too much because, I mean, we don't have all 8 yet. Omega, Phoenix, my favorite, Jungle Boy, Wardlow, Colt Cabana, Hangman Adam Page.
Wait. Boom. Colt Cabana. They gotta put that in every single time they say his name to make him sound really serious.
All I can hope for is that the last 2 names they announce are either maybe new people or maybe, who else could they really add to get us hyped for this? They have a lot of their star players already, unless they put Orange Cassidy in there, or I don't, or
Maybe
Jericho.
Brody.
Yeah, Brody could possibly be in there. Sticks. Any guesses on the final two?
I could see Cody, but I would, unless maybe they throw. I don't know if they would throw Miro in. I mean, with his angle of the best man with the wedding thing, I don't know how that would go. But I mean, I could see it as maybe throwing Brody in and then like a surprise guy. But knowing their luck, it'd be like Brody Lee and like Matt Sydal.
Oh my God, Matt Sydal.
Matt Cardona comes back on another 5-week contract.
Yeah.
Moving on, Alex Marvez interviewed Kenny Omega. Omega very confident. That's all I wrote.
Bad promo.
What is up with Omega? This dude, does he want to leave?
He sounds special when he cuts a promo. Like, it was not
Nincompoop.
good.
No.
He sounds like a nincompoop when he talks. Like, he was such a better talker in Japan. Like, this is not. It was not good. He kept on like repeating himself. Like, I don't know what happened, but hopefully the cleaner comes out soon because he is not doing too hot right now.
Well, Sticks, do you think this is how he's going to transition into the cleaner by giving these awkward promos and then just coming out as a badass, or what?
Dear God, I hope so, because I've been so disappointed. I was when they originally started AEW, I was hoping we were going to get cleaner Kenny Omega. Maybe I'm the only thing I got to think of it, we're going to, because we're seeing the Bucks kind of start transitioning back to the way they were back in New Japan and Ring of Honor, and I hope we do. I mean, and if obviously I know you guys have said we're going to get Hangman and Omega in the finals. I would like to see Omega win because I don't remember, did we get clarity on the Mox Omega? I mean, they had a series of stuff that happened, which I think was like, what was it? It ended in a pay-per-view. Like they had like a match where like, didn't they suplex each other into like that barbed wire?
Yeah, the unsanctioned.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so we sort of have back history with Mox and Omega. And I would like to see Omega be the guy, if he does go heel, be the guy that takes the title off Mox, because this is what we've been kind of waiting for. Because you hear about the lore of Kenny Omega from New Japan, and how he had 5-star matches. Matches were great, promos were good. We've been waiting for it, and hopefully this is the key that unlocks it. And we get that.
Well, yeah, I hope so as well, because I have not seen the best of Kenny Omega yet. It is yet to be seen. But moving on, we have Big Swole versus Serena Deeb. Officially signed Serena Deeb, but no entrance.
Disrespect.
Deeb hits the dragon screw to Swole on the second rope. Deeb continues attack on Swole's leg, picture-in-picture. Hits backstabber counter off the second rope. Swole, though, wins with spinning elbow to Deeb's chest. Sticks, did you watch this or fast forward it?
Unfortunately, I watched it, and the only few notes I had was Deeb got no intro music. Swole didn't dress as a Power Ranger. Fuck the rankings. They make no sense. Total waste of a match. Let's keep it moving.
Bretsky, thoughts on this short match?
I mean, they had a fun little beginning. They had a good little technical beginning to the match, and then just went downhill. I mean, AEW, you know they got to do it. I mean, Penelope Ford was standing there next to Miro and Kip playing video games all night, but yeah, this is the AEW formula right here.
Exactly. The women.
Hey, actually, now that I think about it, though, the women were the semi-main event, so AEW is being pretty progressive right now.
Bretsky's marking himself, Sticks.
If this was your semi-main event to show their women's division, this literally summed up their women's division.
Exactly. We get a Mox video package promo. It's pretty cool. He's sitting in the bar. You're going to have to unstrap that title off of my dead body. Mox versus the Murder Hawk next week. Did you guys like this package? Any thoughts about it?
Did we get a Brother Quarta? and like cut running? Because didn't we see when Mox was drinking, he just threw a coin? I was like, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, I literally saw that, and I was like, holy fuck, Brother Quarter is on AEW. Are you fucking kidding me?
He was a consultant, but he got lost in Swole's cheeks, so he didn't really contribute that much, but he was featured in this video package.
Yeah, he got kicked out. He got kicked out of Dr. Britt Baker, DMD's dentist office, had some fun with Swole, then he found himself winding up in Mox's bar.
With a hangover. Brother Quarter with his own hangover. Here we go, fellas. The main event. Chaos Project. Luther and Serpentico. They come out, and then we get another group of people paying their respects. Lance Storm, Fuckface Kevin Smith, Eli Roth, Gabriel Iglesias, Chavo Guerrero, Steel Panther, Ultimo Dragon, and Paul Stanley. My God, the connections that Chris Jericho has is incredible. A very good tribute to Jericho this evening. We get Chaos Project versus Jericho and Jake Hagar with the Inner Circle. The main event of the night. Like Bretsky said, Miro and Kip playing arcade games. What does that say? Oh, EVH on Jericho's shoulder paying tribute to Eddie Van Halen, who passed away. Luther looks like what Goldust should look like. The original Death Dealer struggles to dive off of the top rope onto Inner Circle. He slips on apron trying to get around the turnbuckle. Shaky leg throughout match. Luther attacks with Floyd and a lazy big boot. Jericho hits the Judas Effect pin for the win. We'll just talk about the match for now. But Bretsky, what did you think about the match between Chaos Project versus Jericho and Hagar?
I mean, the same way I forgive Ember Moon for a promo is the same way I forgive this for being a really bad main event, because it's clear that Jericho wanted to work with Luther in the main event.
Yeah.
And clearly a singles match between them would not have been good. The tag match was not good either. But yeah, I mean, Luther, I don't know much about Luther. Jericho always hypes him up, and Jericho always seems to love him. But I don't know. He doesn't seem to be moving too well. I know he was in Nightmare, the Nightmare Collective, whatever that bullshit was. But yeah, he shouldn't be main eventing anything. But I forgive it because it was Jericho's night and Jericho wanted to work with him, so I forgive it that much. But in going forward, if he's in more main events and stuff like that's just bad. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, Styx, I've heard them call him Dr. Luther, I guess is his name. Not a great showing, but yeah, let's give it up to Jericho. He can pull the strings he wants. Only he can get Dr. Luther in a main event. What were your thoughts on the actual match that they just had?
I totally agree with Bretsky. I mean, this match, you can see why why these guys spend the majority of their time on Dark. I do like that the commentators did kind of give a little bit of the history between Jericho and Luther. I mean, essentially that's what it was. I mean, this was essentially just for Jericho, just to be able to have him wrestle Luther and to give Luther a little bit of shine and kind of just to give a backstory. But I could have gone without it, but I understand why they did it. I mean, it was obviously for a celebration to Jericho. You're going to give the man what he wants. So.
For sure. Jericho then cuts. Were they working face? Was Jericho being a face during that whole tag match? I mean, because everyone they loved Jericho. I don't think they cheered Luther or the other guy.
I didn't know who they were. They're their own wrestlers, and fans don't even know who they are.
They're like, yay, who's that guy?
Yeah.
Who is he? Huh. Interesting.
Actually, Luther's real. No, I was kidding. Jericho cuts a hell of a promo, of course. MJF and Wardlow come out. Someone under sheet. They come out with somebody under a sheet. It's Clownico holding a gift. It's a framed MJF picture. Jericho pissed gives a Judas effect to the clown. MJF and Jericho play it off. All the heels come out. The credits roll. All the names are Jericho for like producer, director. So it was pretty fucking funny. MJF is supposed to make an announcement, right? That's what I put that down here. I don't know what that's about, but if Jericho and MJF feud, you gotta imagine Jericho's gonna be the face in this. Bretsky, what did you think of the closing moments of Dynamite?
I just like that that Clownico the Clown and the photo. It was very Rock-esque, where Rock gave the photo of himself to Ron Simmons. But I mean, I'm glad they didn't take it seriously, as if like, oh look, I'm trying to be funny. It was more like it was just setting up the punchline of the clown taking the photo to the head and then the Judas effect. By the way, that clown sold the Judas effect better than Luther, which is funny. But yeah, I mean, it was just really to set up next week. And the credits killed me. That was really fucking funny. And then I think Excalibur at one point goes, Jericho works camera 4? Or like this stupid shit like that. That was funny. But yeah, I mean, it was all. It's to set up next week and MJF's career-altering announcement. So I guess we'll see what MJF has in store for us on the 1-year anniversary of Dynamite.
Any guesses?
I'm gonna say he wants to join Inner Circle. Could be, or maybe he just goes "fuck you, Jericho" and just like punches him. I don't know.
Well, Styx, take us home on the closing segment of Dynamite.
I liked how they did there was, after he gave the picture, there was that kind of that little like awkward, I don't know if it really felt like an awkward silence, but then it's just like, then because you didn't know if it was like, oh, is he going to throw a punch? We're going to get a fight. And all of a sudden they're like, oh. I got a very Saturday Night Live feeling with the ending. Yeah. When they brought it, because, they brought everybody out, they're all talking, all that stuff. And I like the closing credits with Jericho. I thought it was fitting.
Well, any guesses on MJF's big announcement?
I think it's got to be joining the Inner Circle, probably. I mean, unless it's something that's like he feels like he's like, I want to wrestle Jericho. I think this could be a career-defining match for me. This could propel me to be in like the next big superstar in wrestling. I could possibly maybe be as good as Jericho if I can get a victory over him. So something like that, but more likely it's probably just joining the Inner Circle.
MJF's a smartass, so never put it past that could it just be something stupid. Like, what if MJF comes out and he goes, all right, ladies and gentlemen, my big announcement is I finally got Sammy Guevara's shirt. Come on out, Sammy. Come out.
Please.
He does that, and Sammy comes out like, what the fuck? And then he attacks Sammy, and then Jericho comes out to help, setting up maybe a feud between them two. I don't know. But you can never underestimate.
He gets a jacket.
You can never underestimate MJF's smartassness.
Yo, what up? It's your boy Julius_Caesar here, and I'm here to bring you my take of AEW and NXT this week for the Hail Caesar. First up, AEW. 30 years of Jericho. Everybody cheering him. Good shit all around. Luther made it look good in a fucking match. I didn't even know who this motherfucker was half the time. He about 50-something years old, too. Will Hobbs and the FTW champ. Who really gives a shit? Because nobody really gives a shit about that belt. Taz even said it himself. JR said some fuck shit. Ski Vaughn said some fuck shit. Next week we got Best Friends and Fuck the Revival out here fighting it up. But the real match y'all want to hear about is the goddamn Cody Jarrett. This motherfucker books himself to be the first champ with a bullshit feud leading into a tournament. You know it's going to be them two at the end. Wins the title and then gives up the title because he wants to go film a TV show? He wants to go film a TV show, so he gives up the fucking title. And then this motherfucker comes back and wins it in a fucking dog collar match, making Brody Lee look like a little bitch. So not only is Brody Lee a 5-week first ever transitional champion in AEW, Cody's the first ever 2-time champ in AEW. This TNT title, I guess, on the TV, but he just wants it because he can't fight for the heavyweight title because he just want to seem like that guy. So he's going to win this shit 85 fucking times. Yo, get the fuck out of here, man. You just made a mockery of a title and your TV show in 1 week because you just wanted to be champion going to the 1 year in a anniversary AEW show. So you just wanted to have a title and have a big match with the current biggest rising star, Orange Cassidy, on your fucking brand, on your fucking TV show. So Cody Hurst Helmsley, tip of the hat to you, fuckboy, for just shitting on your company, in my opinion, and having that fucking bullshit of a shit show kind of pay-per-view match, but on TV, just for you to put yourself over again, because now you're back from filming your fucking TV show. And that is the AEW Roundup. Hey, you disagree? Don't really give a shit. See your boy in the streets or in the comments.
But yeah, let's do the newest segment now of the After Party Hangover. I'll let you guys go first. Who is your wrestler of the week? Sticks, you kick it off.
Actually, I believe I had 3 that I thought were possibly wrestlers of the week, and this will these will probably overlap. No. But number 1 on mine was Chris, of course, Chris Jericho. Mm-hmm. I mean, 30 years, a guy who has been able to basically reinvent himself, wrestle many different organizations, still be relevant. I thought the second guy I had was Kushida, the aggressive side. This is something that we've been kind of waiting for, because I know they showed in like even one of the promos how Triple H hyped the signing of Kushida. We really kind of hadn't really got what the hype was about, but now we're kind of getting something with a little bit of traction. Yeah. And the third one was Ember Moon returning. We had the shocking return at TakeOver, and then her being able to wrestle, her just being able to wrestle from a torn Achilles, is this not knowing how she was going to look. And like you guys have said, tag team match, perfect way to have her start off, and perfect way to kind of work her back in. So I thought there was 3 wrestlers of the week, and I thought that's pretty much all I had.
Wow, 3-way tie for wrestler of the week by Sticks. Bretsky, who was your wrestler of the week?
My wrestler of the week, I gotta agree with Sticks' last pick. Ember Moon was my wrestler of the week. Like everything we've been saying the whole podcast, like Sticks just said, to be able to come back from that injury that she had 14 months, to be on the show 14 months, and to look that good was great. She revamped the music, revamped the entrance, revamped her look. Obviously, it helped, like we said, that she was in that tag match with all those great women. But she held her own. She more than held her own, and she was in the main event, so there's extra scrutiny going on. But she delivered. She more than delivered. The Eclipse looked great. She looked great. I'm glad to have her back. She really can get, as much as the NXT Women's Division doesn't need a kickstart, she can really kickstart the Women's Division. I'm very excited to have her back, and she really put on a hell of a show and proved why she was as good as she was, and that she can still be that good.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to pick someone to be different, because I knew you guys were going to pick the obvious ones. Because, Ember Moon, my God, that was incredible. Like you guys said, you could see it on her face how happy she was, and she came back from a lot. Sticks, you'd mentioned Jericho. This was Jericho's week. He was, everyone's celebrating Jericho. We all have our own favorite Jericho memories. So my wrestler of the week is Cody Jericho. No, my wrestler of the week, I got to say, I loved it. It was only for a brief moment, but fucking Drake Maverick and that dance. Drake Maverick is my wrestler of the week. New theme, the tag team dynamic between him and Killian, and the Carlton dance he busted out during that song. I loved all of it. I couldn't stop smiling when all that was going on. Big fan. I can't wait to see it this upcoming week as well. So there you have it. Those are our wrestlers of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to review this week's Being the Elite, my new favorite fucking show. Sticks, did you see it?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'll go by it segment by segment. Matt Sydal cannot act. That beginning before the intro, he's corny as hell. Nakazawa was very funny, I thought. Nakazawa's finisher is a Mr. Sacco with his dirty panties, if you forgot, Bretsky. It's very disgusting. But Sticks, what did you think of this opening segment of Being the Elite?
I liked it how they did they had Colt Cabana. They had basically Nakazawa dressed up as Colt Cabana and them doing the what are you talking about? I had a botched surgery. It's me. How do I know it's you? Tell me, what do you know that nobody else knows? And they do the story, and then he walks off, and then Nakazawa comes on. And the Mr. Sacco as the dirty underwear. Because I saw that. I'm like, why the hell does he have like a man thong on his freaking arm? And it's like, oh, this is Mr. Sacco. This is Mr. Sacco. I put you away with Mr. Sacco. It's like, oh, gross.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bretsky. I didn't really set it up as well as I should have. The opening scene of Being the Elite was Matt Sydal was standing in the hallway, and Nakazawa was standing there. Like Stick said, he's dressed in complete Colt Cabana gear. And Nakazawa's mouth was moving, but Colt Cabana's voice was being played. What are you talking about? This is Colt Cabana. I got a botched plastic surgery. And Matt Sydal was like, get out of here. No, you're full of it. No way. And then, like Stick said, he says, okay, tell me something only Colt Cabana would know about me. What was the story, Sticks? What did he say?
Oh, shit. It was something, I think it was like was it something with like a rental car or something like that? They messed with somebody's rental car. I don't know if they like hijacked a wrestler's rental car and they took off and they used it to get to the next show or something. I can't really remember. I know this had something to do with rental car.
And Matt Sydal goes, okay, I believe you. He goes, okay, yeah. And he goes, all right, man, I'll see you later. And so Nakazawa walks off camera, and Matt Sydal is by himself. He goes, man, that was crazy. What's going on here? And then Nakazawa walks up behind him in Nakazawa gear, and I guess that's when he busts out the Mr. Sacco. He goes, hey, you want to smell this or something? And it was pretty silly, but that was the opening segment. Don't judge it based on that. It was silly. Then they get into the show. Then John Silver is trying to recruit Sammy Guevara. He has 5 of the Dark Order with him. John Silver and 5 are trying to recruit Sammy Guevara to the Dark Order. And he's talking to 5. He goes, I know the young lingo. I can talk to this guy. I know the young lingo. He goes up to Sammy. He goes, Sammy, what up, fam? And Sammy goes, oh, yeah, how's it going, man? How's it going? And Sammy looks at 5. He goes, what the heck? And then John Silver goes, he be tripping, man. They're like, yeah. They're all laughing, and 5 is getting berated. 5 tries to talk, and John Silver pulls him aside and goes, shut the fuck up! Like really angry and stuff. It was fucking funny, but he goes, hold on, let me do this. I'll do the talking. He goes back up to Sammy. I got a squad. And Sammy's like, oh, you got a squad, huh? You got a squad? He goes, yeah, I got a squad. Faux shizzle. He goes, oh, you got a squad, huh? And Sammy says, you want to join us? It's Dark Order, man. He shows him his shirt. It's a Dark Order shirt. You want to join? And Sammy goes, yeah, I got my own squad, man. And he goes, yeah, man, but you got to join us. He goes, I would have said yes, but that guy's here. 5. I don't like him. He's here. And then Sammy walks away, and John pulls 5 aside. You motherfucker! I knew you shouldn't have fucking been here. I'm not doing it justice at all. John Silver is my new favorite person ever. You gotta watch it. After this, we get a smash cut to Lucha Express in the bar. They're trying to recruit Tay Conti to Jungle Express. And I guess Tay Conti can't really speak that good English. Did you notice that, Sticks?
She kind of had that issue even in WWE. Like the promos that she very rarely cut, they were super thick with the Brazilian accent.
It's still sexy as hell, though.
Oh, goddamn, yes.
And Anna Jay grabs her away and says, find someone your own age, Grandpa, to Luchasaurus. I'm not going to mention Marco Stunt because I hate that fucking asshole, so he was in it too.
Actually, Angria, Marco Stunt is one of the premier cruiserweights in the AEW ranks. I think they're actually going to give him the FTW title sometime soon.
Okay, hold for editing. Okay, then Eddie Kingston was in the background the whole time. He was like gesturing because they were in the bar, right? Yeah. And there was a curtain in the background, and Eddie Kingston came through the curtain, and he was just doing this the whole time, every time they're talking. Like, he was doing that the entire time. I was like, what the fuck is Eddie Kingston? He didn't even say anything. He just kept gesturing. I guess he wanted to be in the scene. But Stix, what did you think about that segment?
I liked it when, I think it was Luchasaurus ordered, like, what was it, like a little bit of champagne for Taya. And then he wanted the drink, and Stunt was like, can I see your ID? And Luchasaurus is just looking at him like, get me the goddamn drink.
Yeah.
But you had Jungle Boy just kind of just chilling back there awkwardly.
Yeah.
Until like the end or something like that. And they pulled out that big, like, what was it, a shot glass or something like that. And then Marco Stunt started pouring the rest of the.
It was a massive, massive cylinder that was supposed to be like a glass you could drink out of. This fucking idiot Marco Stunt kept pouring booze in it or something. And yeah, Jungle Boy was on the bar, just like chilling like this, not saying a word, not doing anything, looking all young and broody.
Yeah.
Mr. Broodily. No, then after.
Oh, God.
After this, the Young Bucks are chilling in the EVP office. Brandon Cutler shows up, Mr. Dungeons and Dragons, if you remember. He shows up with a new championship, like they need another one. He brings the Young Bucks the BTE championship belt. It actually looked kind of cool. If I'll admit it. It was a Being the Elite championship belt. He was trying to boost their spirits because the Young Bucks were looking all down and stuff. It was a morale booster, right, Stix?
Yep.
What'd you think of the belt?
It looked really good. It actually looks better than some of the. It obviously looks way better than the women's championship belt.
Oh yeah.
And I think it even looks better than the TNT championship belt.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks. If it's just a one-off belt, they spent a lot of money on just a one-off belt. I mean, it looked really good.
If I had to guess, maybe they're just going to incorporate that week to week now. Oh, didn't he say it was like the 24/7 belt? Is that what he said?
That's what I was just gonna say.
Good.
Yeah.
I thought I was getting like it was like a poke in the fun at the 24/7 belt. Like, well, this is gonna be defended any place, anytime. And it's just like, so I know what you guys are doing here. You're gonna poke it. So who's gonna be your R-Truth then? Who's gonna be the R-Truth that wins it?
My God, I hope it's John Silver, dude.
I was gonna say, it's gotta be Silver.
It better be.
John Silver.
It better be. It
and then
better so badly be.
Five pins him, and he gets all hella pissed. Like, motherfucker. My favorite part of being the Elite is they cuss. They drop F-bombs.
Oh, God, yes.
All of them. Even Tay Conte with their Brazilian accent. Fook. No. After this, they cut away to a parody commercial, which I would love for all of us to do one of these. The Me Phone, using the iPhone. Vicky Guerrero is using the Me Phone. Then it smash cuts to Ivelisse using the Me Phone, and the voiceover goes, "We don't have Siri, but we have Smart Mark." To help her open a Twitch account, she goes, "Hey, Smart Mark, should I open up a Twitch account?" And the Smart Mark says, "Not a good idea. You might catch heat with the office." And then they said they introduced the new Me Phone XL Grande. It's just a fucking iPad. Vicky Guerrero is using an iPad as the phone and shit. And that after that ended, it showed smash cut to Dark Order working out. They were cheering on 10. He was bench pressing like a bunch of weight. And oh God.
This segment fucking killed me. I have to act this segment fucking killed me.
I have to act this out, right?
Oh.
Okay. So 10, he's done bench pressing. He sits up, and John Silver's right next to him. He's like, yeah, man. Look at them titties, man. Titties, man. And he goes up to his 10 titties, and he says, I want some milk from 10's titties. From them titties. And his face is like right next to his nipple. He's like, I want some milk. And then you see someone approach. They don't show his face, but then it pans up, and it's fucking MBL. And MBL goes, what the fuck are you guys doing? And he basically just berates Silver and everybody else. And then he goes, 99, come here. And you know who 99 is. Anna Jay approaches. She gets on the bench press, and he goes, put more weight on it. Put more weight on it. So they put more fucking weights on the bench press, and she easily bench presses the weight, which of course were all plastic, hollow shit. And she gets up and calls 10 a little bitch. They scream at Evil Uno, Uno, do one right now, do one. Uno's like, okay, I'll do it, okay. Evil Uno lays down on the bench press, and they don't even show him. The camera pans, and
they all walked away.
Everybody's walking away. All of Dark Order walks away. You can see Evil Uno's legs, and then you just hear him scream, ah! Like he couldn't do one fucking rep with it. Then they smash cut back to the Young Bucks texting with Tony Khan. I had to zoom in on it to read everything they were saying, the text message. He says, shit's about to get crazy. And then it shows a video montage. Sticks, this is my second favorite thing of the whole thing. The video montage of the Bucks when they were heels. The very first clip they show are the Young Bucks super kicking a kid. He looked like he was like 9 years old. They double super
straight out of freaking elementary school summer break, and it's like, hey, eat some Air Jordans. How's my leather taste?
It was fucking funny, dude. I was laughing. I even put oh god, it was funny. Then they show Hangman's reaction to Kenny being the champ tournament. This is what they did. They got the clip last week when Hangman was on commentary, and he's right about to take a drink, and Tony Schiavone or somebody says, Kenny Omega is in the 8-man tournament, and then it freezes, and then it says, only Kenny Omega, right, Sticks? Says Kenny Omega only.
Yeah, they start putting different things up there with, like, JR saying one thing, Schiavone saying one thing, Excalibur saying something, and it's just like, they put it up there, and it's building to when they, like, after they freeze the picture.
Like Hangman is hearing voices in his head.
Uh-huh.
It's manipulating what the commentators are saying. I wrote it down. They got all the commentators on to keep repeating, it's just Kenny Omega, not Adam Page. All the commentators took turns saying that. But of course, they didn't really say that when it happened last week, but it was just a funny little thing they did to Hangman. Then we smash cut to Brandon Cutler outside the arena trying to calm Hangman down, because I guess this is after the announcement was made. He was storming out of the arena. Tell him the Bucks are good. Oh, he's trying to tell him the Young Bucks are good dudes. Hangman says the Bucks will never be there for Brandon when it counts. He's just a prop. Then he tells Brandon, I'm going to go sit in the back of a pickup truck and throw watermelons out of it. You want to go with me? And that's where it ends. But Sticks, what'd you think of that? Throwing fucking watermelons out of the back of the truck.
Yeah. And then he hands him his drink. He's like, when you finish my drink, you can come join me. There's like that stoppage, and Cutler's looking at it. And he's getting ready to take the drink, and Hangman comes back. He's like, what are you doing? He's like, you really think I'm going to have you finish my drink? He finishes it and then throws the glass down, and then it cuts to Cutler, and he's like, why the hell has everybody been breaking stuff the last couple of weeks?
That's basically being the elite, Bretsky. You got to check this shit out. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts about it as well. I hope we didn't overhype it, but I fucking love it. It's my new favorite show. I'm going to watch it every week. I know Cesar watched it. He said that Anna Jay was really funny. He appreciated her scenes in it. But we have reached the end of episode 60 of the After Party Hangover. Bretsky, go ahead and give us your plugs, because we know you got a lot.
I will say right now what I am doing currently, because I'm a child, is I'm taking the mouse on screen and picking your nose with it. But that's a side note. We have finished episode 60, only 9 more episodes to go until the best episode of all time. And that's going to be episode, of course, 69. But my plugs, personally, you can follow me on Instagram at thegreatbrettzky99. You can find my podcast, as we've mentioned, the Faux Pod. For Zanka, you need spelling THE space FAUX space POD. Find that on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, a bunch of other platforms. You can also find the link in the Faux Pod bio on Instagram. That's at thefauxpod.cast at Instagram for any updates on audio, on guests, on new episodes dropping, if there's a delay, anything like that. So definitely go give that a follow, give that a listen. I really appreciate it. This be me just shooting shit with a friend of mine for about an hour every Wednesday. Also, definitely go check out APPW on Mangria Fuel's YouTube page. You can see the two-time decent champion, the Great Bretsky99, ruling shit over there. You can also go back on Mangria Fuel's YouTube page, check out all the tripod sessions, the tripod beer runs, all that shit. Me, Mangria, and Cesar. Go check out all the after party hangovers, all that. And if you have a little bit of extra time, you don't really have to do this part. You can go out and check the Still Real after party if you want to.
Stixadam, what are your plugs, my man?
First off, I'm going to say go check out the Still Real pregame on YouTube. I believe Andy said it's even on Google and Spotify. Check that out. Do check out Mangria Fuel's YouTube page, APPW, the After Party Hangovers, the tripods. Everybody, you are missing out. Wrestling is so good right now. And you have to check out all these wrestling podcasts and even shows. These are so funny. Even if you just throw it on for background noise, these will make you pop. These guys, between Bretsky, Cesar, and the man himself, Mangria, the work that they put in on this, and like even with Andy on Still Real pregame, the work that they put in it's yeoman's work. These guys are literally slaving away. And so get out there, watch it, listen to it, and that's all I got for plugs.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for those plugs. Well, we also want to send a special shout out to our number one pretzel, Peter Wayne Kent. Thank you again for listening, watching, supporting everything. Also, the third tripod member, Julius_Cesar on Instagram. He posts all kinds of funny shit, funny memes, White People Wednesday. Check him out. He'll be back next week. The gentleman already said APPW. The new episode, I don't know if it'll come out tonight or tomorrow because, believe me, there's a fuck ton to edit. As far as this, you guys know where to find the After Party Hangover. It's on my YouTube page. I'll try to splice the audio and put it on Anchor as well. You can find The Great Bretsky at thegreatbrettzky99 on Instagram, at the stixadam. Well, at stixadam. You know, I'm used to saying the at stixadam on Instagram. Give him a follow as well. And
but of course, I don't need your damn follows. Don't click that like button. I don't need your damn follows.
Check him out on Cameo. No. Andy with an I. Is it Andy _ with _ and _ I on YouTube? Are the underscores on YouTube?
I believe so, but I think if you just actually look up Still Real pregame, I think it'll obviously bring up the result, but then you can kind of see the channel and then click that subscribe button on his, as well as click the subscribe button on Mangria Field's YouTube page too.
Yes. And Still Real pregame's Instagram. They're on Instagram now.
That's right.
Ratatitty is taking over.
Find a new name for the mascot. Ratatitty is great, but can you come up with something better? Post it on Still Real Pregame's Instagram page in the comments or wherever he asked it. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for spending your Saturday with me talking wrestling. Until another week, welcome back, Lars. All hail Linda's Bush.